Hello there, it's Tyler, and today we're going to be teaching young Timothy here to drive around this manic track. It will probably go horrifically wrong, since as you can see he needs to navigate around this sharp U-turn, sneaky shortcut, and big roundabout. To measure Tim's progress, every time he passes one of these blue gates, we're going to give him a point. You can see his best and last scores at the top of the screen, which if all goes according to plan, by the end of the video we should be seeing some big numbers indicating he is driving like a pro. As Timothy is impatiently waiting, I'll now release him so he can start training, and if he's not a complete moron, we should start seeing him improving. You're probably wondering what all these weird lines coming out of Timmy are, and they're basically his eyes, in that he uses the distances of these lines and his own speed to try and sense the map around him and help him navigate his way throughout the map. So the way Timmy actually learns is by using all of this information as input into his neural network, which is like a brain, and then do a bunch of calculation, and then use all of that calculation to pick an action like going forward or turning to the side. I'm using a technique called deep Q learning for this project, and if any of you have heard of it before, you may know that it takes forever to do anything. But as this is a slight drawback, I'm going to speed up the footage here and I'll check back in when it does anything interesting. Oh, he's 360 in. What's he doing? He's going for it. Hey, 10. You know that isn't half bad, it's progress. But I mean he's still got a while to go really, so yeah, back to time lapse. See ya. Okay, so while it is very far from perfect, you can see it's kind of got strategy now. It just, goes forward, tries to turn the corner, but it always dies. But at least now it's not just spinning around and dying immediately. Like, you can kind of see what it's going for, so I guess that's a good sign. Also, I'd just like to point out that the score you can see, that's just for us. That has nothing to do with how Timothy learns and how he learns to drive. It's just so we can kind of, see his progress. The way he actually learns is just from his speed. So if he goes quickly, he's zooming around corners and zooming in lines and zooming anywhere, he gets a big cookie and Timothy is very happy. If he goes slowly, or even worse, backwards, he gets a metaphorical slap round the face, and hopefully he won't do it again. And from that, we hope he will learn. Okay. Oh, he's doing it. He's doing it. Hey, 17. New record. I'm proud of you, Timothy. No, oh, now we're back to... Oh, maybe... No. Oh. Well, back to disappointment for now. Okay, so this U-turn really appears to have Timmy at a real stump. Like, he does not know how to get past this. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is just jump forward to when it finally has some kind of amazing revelation. If that ever happens, who knows? And then we'll cut straight to there. So this footage I'm showing you now, this was actually shot about an hour after the last clip I showed you. I mean, it's pretty insane that, Timmy's just been completely mind blown. Like, he just cannot get past this stage, like U-turn causing so many problems. you know, I'm a little disappointed at his progress. I would have hoped he would have advanced a little faster than this, you know. I don't really know what I'm gonna do with Timmy, to be honest. I mean, he's a bit slow and. But anyway, I hope he does well. I think I'm confident if we keep training, he'll make it. He'll make it. So after about 3 hours of total training, we can see Timothy here is starting to make some decent progress. The way he does this is basically just by trial and error. He just keeps trying new actions in different places and seeing what reward he gets after. And all the reward is basically speed. So if he's going super fast, he gets a big reward. If he's sitting still, he's going to get no reward. And if he's reversing, he's going to get a negative reward. So remember earlier when I mentioned Timmy uses a neural network, which is kind of like a brain? Well, this is what Timmy actually changes when he wants to make improvements to himself. After trying a bunch of different stuff and observing the different rewards, he basically modifies his own brain to pick the actions which will give him the most reward. So after thousands and thousands of games played and millions of modifications to his own brain, Timmy is now way better at predicting which actions are going to give him the most reward. And to us, that basically translates into him not being completely incompetent, or you could even say a good driver, but I probably wouldn't go that far. So right on cue, Timmy has decided to perfectly demonstrate my last point. And I mean, I don't even know what he's doing. Like, he's just curled up in a ball of existential dread or something. Like, well, what is he doing? So now that Timothy has finally finished his pilgrimage of self-thought, it's time to find out if he was deep at work coming up with some kind of brilliant ideas, or if he's just completely brain dead. Oh no. Oh no, Timmy. Timmy, come on, stay with us. Come on, just press the forward button. Please, you can do it, I believe. As you saw, I had to skip forward nearly 4 minutes in the footage because Timmy has just been sitting there comatose for some reason, just not moving whatsoever. It's very disappointing. I was actually starting to get quite proud of Timmy until then, but he just had to go and do that, didn't he? So I mean, god damn it, Timmy. Oh, really, Timmy? This again? Well, you know the drill. We'll be back after the resurrection. No, Timmy, you were doing so well. 164, what a score, like, that was just brilliant. You may have had a bit of a pause in the middle, but it was well worth the wait, like, good job, Timmy. So in the last 2 hours, Timmy has gone from a decent driver to consistently getting scores of over 100, and I think it's safe to say he can indeed drift and drive without a problem. So without further ado, here are the highlights from Timmy's final 4 hours of training. So after 12 total hours of training, here is the final record set by Timmy. And overall, I have to say I'm pretty happy with this project since it actually learned something, which is surprisingly rare when doing artificial intelligence projects. So Timmy probably would have beaten this record if I'd have left him training, but since he'd already been going for 12 hours, I thought I'd give him a break. And plus, I might return to this project later on, maybe with a new map or maybe with some new driving mechanics, so let me know what you want to see. So while I'm happy with how Timmy turned out, it's pretty obvious he's far from perfect, and there are a number of simple things he could do to improve, like actually taking the shortcut, and he also just kind of slowed down sometimes. So if I do decide to continue this project, I'm pretty sure Timmy's successor will have no problem putting Timmy to shame. So here's the graph of Timmy's progress throughout training. We can see in total he played over 2,500 games, and the first 1,500 of those games were just him learning the basics really. Once he figured all that stuff out, you can see his progress really shot off, and you can see that that was when he probably started doing lap after lap after lap. Also at the end we see a decline in his progress. This could just be another divot, the same way that there are other divots in the graph, but it's hard to know without actually continuing, so I guess we'll never know. So that's all for Timmy's adventures, but I'm hoping to upload a new video soon, so let me know if there's anything you want to see in that one, and I'm sure I'll be disappointed by whatever I create anyway. But anyway, that's all for today, so see ya!